Hello, hello, and welcome to the Introvert Social Hour. My name is Kavana, and we are doing the 2025 movie recap. Let's go. Just to let you know, I included any movies that I watched, so whether it was like a streaming service or even the movie theater. But I will say most of mine were theatrical releases, to be quite honest with you. And then I have some movies that I didn't get a chance to watch as of this recording. It just didn't happen. And I'm going to list those two movies that dropped in 2025 that I'm looking forward to watching, whether it's before the Oscars because I like to catch up for Oscars films by then, or whether it's just like something, that I was just really excited for. Now, yes, we don't have any Oscar noms yet, but of course people are already in the talking phases because of like certain nominations like the Golden Globes or, other awards that have already either happened or nominations have happened or occurred. And also, if you have any recs, drop them in the comments. I would gladly take them. I'm going to talk about honorable mentions first, so let's go into that. So, no particular order for the honorable mentions. I have Materialist, Jurassic World Rebirth, and Fantastic Four. Nothing wrong with them. I mean, Materialist was okay. I think people were really excited about the concept of like a love triangle romance, but it didn't fall flat. It just kind of fell in the middle for me. Jurassic World Rebirth was fun, but it's not something I'm not the direct audience for it. I always look for more, you know what I'm saying? But it was like good, but it didn't keep me alert, you know? Fantastic Four, also good, but there was better. I think that's where that lies. It would have been my 11th for sure if I did do like a top 11. Hitting in reverse. Let's go. So we're going to do our top 10. First, number 10, I'm doing Death of a Unicorn. I really liked it. I don't know. It was a sleeper. Some maybe a sleeper hit, question mark. I actually very much enjoyed it. I liked the new storyline. We're doing a lot of reboots these days and playoffs of other things and stuff like that. I appreciated that. It was chaotic. It was very gory. Very gory. That I wasn't expecting that. But I loved it. I was here for it. I remember seeing a trailer for it and I was like, actually, yeah, I want to see it. And I actually really enjoyed it. Surprising because I don't really go for like gory stuff either, but I like the messaging of it. Worked for me. Number 9, I have Freakier Friday, just for funsies. Just for funsies. I loved it. It was a fun time. So that's what this list is pretty much like. Did I enjoy it? Did I love it? Would I go back to watch it again? Nothing really super Oscar thought process, but I see the Oscars a little bit different now, anyways, knowing that people don't even watch all of the movies that are nominated. But I know Freaky Friday is not on that nomination list anywhere. But it was just really fun. I think they did a solid job when it comes to doing a continuation after so long. Some people worry, have been like, but it was actually a solid job for such a huge time frame from the first one. No notes, actually. I think they did a great job. Number 8, I have One of Them Days. Kiki and SZA did their thing. I laughed at a time. I think for January releases, it does kind of feel weird because it's kind of like we did a refresh of life. So when you're coming for a January release, it gets kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? Especially for movies. And I think One of Them Days held its own in the theater for January into February, I would say. I loved it. It was funny, enjoyable. I had thoughts about it. You know what I'm saying? If I could walk away having opinions on a piece, you did your job. So, shout out to Issa and the rest of the team who were a part of making that movie happen. Number 7, we're going up, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. How did we do there? How? You know what I'm saying? Fun fact, I did not know about the K-pop Demon Hunters hype. Very much was not aware of the existence. And then I was aware of the existence, but I didn't know what was it about. And my friends made me watch it. And then I was like, wait, I get it. It's really good. It's not just like an animation or a cartoon. Like there's some serious storyline messaging up in there. Like oh, like I feel that. It was good. No notes. Number 6, The Roses. Oh my gosh. Emily. I can only think of her first name right now. So I'm gonna say Emily and Benedict. I didn't watch the first The Roses. I've never watched the first The Roses. And I like this one so much. I don't think I need to watch the first The Roses. If you think I should, let me know. Drop it in the comments. But I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know how I saw the trailer, which is why I saw the movie, because I saw the trailer in the movie theaters. Um, but I didn't know exactly how things are gonna play out. And I was like, this is wild. And then the ending, I didn't know, y'all. It was really good. I really liked it. And like Benedict and Emily, like they be acting. So they did a great job. Number 5, Sing Sing. Now Yes, Sing Sing is technically a 2024 theatrical release. They did re-release it this year because it was like such a miniature release. It was really hard to catch it, to be quite honest. Not many theaters did it. But I actually ended up watching it on HBO Max, I think. And so I do count it in my watch because this is when I first watched it. I think it's a really beautiful story. I wish it would have gotten more love and more appreciation in like the award season. I feel like it I don't I mean we know what happened. We saw the we saw the movies that did get the love, but um I do think like there's just a lot to be said in that movie, especially in regards to incarceration and people who do end up incarcerated, but more importantly, like where they came from originally before they even got incarcerated and the emotions that are tied into that and you know, softening up as a man, you know, and being okay with feeling like those are all like really solid emotions. I love they had actual people who were inmates, you know what I'm saying? Those things matter. Telling people how hard it is to get out of the system, those things matter. And so it's a movie that I feel like I don't know if I'm jumping, but I feel like people don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it should be appreciated more. It's a really good film. Number four, I have Wicked for Good. No good deed goes unpunished, you know what I'm saying? Wicked being a number four, I feel like y'all are gonna agree. I think y'all are gonna be like, oh, you're fair. I think we can all say, of course, Wicked compared to Wicked for Good, Wicked is a faster paced film. It's just how the musical runs. As a person who is a musical lover, when you watch the musical, that's exactly the pacing. The pacing, they kept it pretty much the same. If anything, they did better than the musical because they added more in to fill in the story for us. But for me, it didn't pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? As much. Still in my top five though, but not enough to be in my number one spot because there are other things coming and I think you know what, okay? My surprise number three spot. Not a superhero girly at all. Superman. It ate down. Superman ate down bad. I was in the theater like, I can't believe I'm really enjoying this film. I gave it 5 stars. And before you're like, 5 stars, I don't give everything 5 stars, but like just so know that, but then also I'm not like super strict. I'm not a film critic. I think some film critics be super uptight, like you're doing too much. But like I give it 5 stars for me because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Things made sense for me. The emotional connections, the ties in, the romance, etc., 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 the action, the shots, the director choices, like I loved it all. I think they did a solid job there. Number two, I just watched it actually, one battle after another. That was a time. That was one of the longest movies, including with Wicked, that I've watched this year, and I was not bored once. I was confused. I was on my toes. Then I had answers. Then I had more questions, and I was stressed. My palms were sweaty. Everything, and not once was I like, okay, let me get out of this theater. The fact that I was willing to be stressed, yeah. When I'm already stressed on a daily, yeah. They did a solid job with one battle after another. When it comes to Oscar noms, that is in the talks, which is why I wanted to make sure I caught it. I didn't catch it when they first released it. I got sick, and so I actually wasn't watching movies in the movie theater for like 2 months, and that was the period that it dropped in the theater. I'm glad they did kind of like re-releases. I got to see it in IMAX, which I greatly appreciate because I wanted to see it in IMAX. I didn't get to see it in IMAX 70 millimeter. I hope they do a re-release at some point with more reasonable times. They had some for the Lincoln Square, but it was like 9 o'clock at night or 9 a.m. I was just like, where are these time frames? So we'll see. And then number one, of course, if you know me, you know, Sinners. Go check out my review for Sinners. I did it as a podcast episode, and then one battle after another, I did a full review actually on my TikTok, as well as like my YouTube. And so Sinners, I'm not gonna say anything else. Sinners is just wonderful. We're here for original storytelling, and as you can tell, a lot of the stuff that I have here is original storytelling, or they just did a solid job of bringing back like or reimagining the story like Wicked or Freakier Friday or things like that or Superman. Because we've seen a lot of like I was not a Man of Steel girl. That was not good to me. But Superman, like that was good to me. So Sinners being such a beautiful story, wonderful acting, like they just did a solid job. So I'm pretty sure you've watched Sinners. If you haven't, what are you doing? And then also go check out my review so you get really a full story of why I put Sinners as my number one. But I one battle after another was a close second. Like that's why it's number two. But I don't think it was ever really going to take the place of Sinners because there was just so much beautiful messaging there. One battle after another has wonderful messaging as well. But everything for me just like ties in so smoothly, and I connect with it with the music. I just feel like when you have music tied in and those all those really really high end special effects, I really think about all that stuff, and they really took their time with that. You know what I'm saying? Choreography, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my 2025 movies I need to watch that I have not watched: Hamnet, Zootopia, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Eternity, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I love that series. Haven't gotten a chance yet. The Running Man, Merrily We Roll Along, Frankenstein, and Roofman. I want to watch Frankenstein for the Oscar doc, so that is something in my category of time soon. And then maybe because of the Oscar talk, Marty Supreme. Doesn't really catch my interest. I saw the trailer and I was just like, but we'll see. And then movies of 2026 I'm excited for. Toy Story 5, You, Me, and Tuscany as a rom-com girly. Bring the rom-coms back to the theater. People We Meet on Vacation that's going to drop on Netflix. The Bride, it's like Frankenstein's Bride. I watched the trailer when watching One Battle After Another. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? For a minute, I was like, Lady Gaga? Joker? No. Because I was like, I don't think there was another movie coming out. Michael Jackson, Devil Wears Prada 2. That we've been seeing some snippets. Scary Movie 6, Supergirl. Superman did it for me. So now I'm really excited about Supergirl. The Odyssey, everybody's been talking about that for a while. Large cast. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Wuthering Heights, question mark. I'll probably end up watching it. I've never read Wuthering Heights. I actually don't know a lot about Wuthering Heights. But I know I have friends who have read Wuthering Heights and they're like, I'll probably watch it and just see for myself without the context of the book. But from what I hear, the Wuthering Heights fans are not really excited. So I saw the trailer; it looked really nice, but I don't know. Sunrise on the Reaping, of course, is gonna tear me apart. I read the book. I talked about it in my book recap. Gonna tear me apart. Night Patrol. Let me talk about that one. Oh, and also the drama with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. But I want to talk about Night Patrol. Not really being talked about. It's a vampire movie, current time vampire movie with black people. Black people and vampires. Yeah, y'all need to run that up real quick. It's called Night Patrol. Originally, the concept is presented as police versus. I just thought it was gonna be like another police versus like black people experience, and I was like, ugh. We're so like, okay, like what is this? But they still kind of they break it down night. I was intrigued. I was willing to keep listening. Didn't have a choice because I was in the theater, but I was like, okay, where are we going? And then it was like, no, the Night Patrol is vampires. And what I love about it is the community. They're like, what's up? What's up, police officers? What's up, vampire police officers? Like they squad up, they gear up. Kind of reminds me of Sinners, of course, with black people and vampires, but it very much like they are in defense of each other. It very much is, you know what's crazy? It's like Sinners, but like current times. It's like current time Sinners. Based off the trailer, they seem to dive in a bit more on a specific police officer who didn't know that Night Patrol were vampires. So it kind of tells his story too. He's like, hey, I want to be a part of Night Patrol. And they're like, okay. And he's like, what did you do to me? And so he becomes a vampire. Um, but yeah, we got like the hood really squatting up. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely say check out the trailer because I'm going to be there in theaters. It comes out in January, y'all, and I have not heard about this movie. So I'm glad that they put the trailer in the movie theaters. I want to see the trailer in like streaming services. I want to see the trailer on like YouTube ads. You know, the regular TV ads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to talk about it here because I was like, more people need to hear about this. I just watched it in the theaters, and so I do want to dive into it more there, but I wanted to share what I know, and maybe you can find out more and we can find out more together. But I definitely will be in the theaters for it, so look out for some kind of review, whether it's on TikTok or on the podcast here. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to talk about some other things. Going back into 2025 movies to watch, Zootopia, fun fact, is one of my favorite movies, and the fact that Zootopia 2 has done such a great job tells me everything I need to know. So I'm super excited to watch it when I can. I just prioritize one battle after another because it's a bit of a smaller screening availability, so I didn't want to lose it. I know I could watch Zootopia probably a week from now. I'll be Gucci. There's gonna be some screening. There's gonna be some space. You know what I'm saying? Five Nights at Freddy. I'm gonna wait for the two. I'm probably gonna wait when it's like available on a streaming service. That's what I did last time. I don't really like to do scary movies in the theaters. I feel like it just feels way more intense. But I can watch them. Because for example, Weapons is not on my list. Fun fact. But it was a chaotic movie. I liked it. But I actually don't. Yeah, it was nice. But I don't think I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a horror girly, not a horror girly, but Yeah, I watched Weapons with my friends here. I waited for it to be available somewhere else because I was not watching it in the theaters. Early We Roll Along, that's actually the Broadway cast recording from last year from 2024. I never got to see it. I know I live in New York City, but the Broadway dynamic pricing is very real. And I call it dynamic pricing. I don't know what the official term is when you have really popular people on a show and so they like spike the pricing up. And so on top of that, then they won Oscars and that's dynamic pricing there. And when we were cooked, so I just never got a chance to. But I don't think I'm gonna catch it in theaters because those screenings are like one a day at this point in time, and then they'll probably be zero very soon, to be quite honest with you. So I think I'm gonna wait for a streaming service there. So let me know, what were your top movies of 2025? What are you excited to watch in 2026? And what movies did you not watch in 2025 that you can't wait to still watch though? Kind of like me. If you have any recs, please drop them my way. If you have any thoughts on some of the movies that I dropped in my top 10, drop them my way as well. I would love to hear them in the comments. Make sure you check out the other recap videos where there's TV shows, books, music, etc., etc., etc. I did all the recaps of all of like the niches I love and all the things I love to talk about. So check them out here. Make sure you have a wonderful 2026. Get some sunshine, get some air, have an amazing week, and I'll see you on the next episode or the next season of Intro Social Hour. See ya.